Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You may know me as the Grimm's List or the Grim Reaper. Anyways, today I'm going to be reacting to Quantum TV Part 2.
Now let's establish a lot of their talking points that they use. Again, they splice up my video and steal a good portion of it, but they only play the out of context version. So let's show you what I'm talking about here. Now, notice how that entire time that I was talking, I am describing the behaviors of the game, how it's a dying game that's very grindy, the behavior of the fans, how it's player shaming, and all of it's basically this get good or this clown or they insult you, which they do very adamantly. And again, when I come to new gaming communities, like the first time I ever picked up Injustice 2, there were all kinds of people to help me get into that game to really become a champion at that game as far as just getting good, learning the combos, and having fun with it. Nobody was out there player shaming saying, oh, you get good, scrub, you filthy casual player, only want an easy mode. There were modes for everybody, and the game had its advanced players and its rookie players, and the game still exists as one of the best fighting games ever created, okay?
I got a few things to say in mind. One, you made the YouTube video about Elden Rings. Of course you're going to get criticism about it. Not to mention, it is a very popular game. And your last YouTube video you made about Elden Rings was criticizing about the game, how it's made. Not only that, but complaining about criticism you get, whether it's L or get good. A bunch of criticism like that is a joke compared to a lot of other things a lot of people say on a video game. Not to mention, I've dealt with a lot of people who have said way worse things than that. So if you're crying about get good, most likely it's because you do need to get good at the game. And that also means you know you're not good at the game. So if you cry about these little criticism, imagine what you're going to do with a big criticism. Not to mention you have abused DMCA striking, overusing fair use.
And the reality is Mortal Kombat 11 is a lot like that, right? And taking that level of difficulty, which goes from the most extreme to the most novice, and running into a game like Elden Ring for the first time was literally like culture shock. It's like, wow, like there are games out there that are only made for people who want the hardest game possible to grind and grind and grind. I don't know how this is fun for anyone. I'm dying over and over again. I'm not enjoying it. So this isn't a game I recommend. It was my review, my opinion, and my take. And people are taking it to a defamatory level. They're starting to insult me in the comments section. And notice how this video that they are streaming together, they're linking together with the first review, out of context, of course, the opening in that first review that they always love to use, and then they mix this footage in there.
I'm going to be clear. Some people, like myself, do enjoy having games that bring a challenge. Now, if you don't like games that have challenge, that's okay. Go for a game like Lego video games. Those are not that hard. They don't have a lot of challenge. Not to mention it's easy to grind in a Lego video game. Elden Rings is grinding in a different way. Not the same way you want it to be. Now, if you do criticize the game for what it is, at least have better perspective on why you don't like the game. Not just you die in the game every single time. Because if you play Call of Duty online, you die all the freaking time. And I play the game a lot of times. I mean, some are better at the game, some aren't as good. And sometimes you'll win, sometimes you'll lose. But it's all part of a challenge. But if you don't like big challenges, that's okay too. But stop complaining because you think the game is hard. There's a lot of games that are hard. Call of Duty is one of them. And I still enjoy it. Just because you don't like the game because it has really hard challenges doesn't mean you should make a video about something that just has a challenge that are harder than most times. Because not everyone enjoys playing easy games. So if the game's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. Just don't play it. Don't make a video about it if you can't really take criticism.
Now, what they never add is this part, how I'm literally explaining all of this, and they are not being fair about the explanation that has been received, right? Now, let's go on.
Because you're new to a game that's known, by the way, for being incredibly fucking difficult, and it's your fault, not the dev's fault for not thinking of every single player of all kinds of walks of life. They don't care. It's a challenge, and it has to be for players who think every game is fucking easy, and if you aren't one of those players, then you are a scumbag, you filthy casual. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. I'm not going to sit here and...
Now imagine that. Imagine fucking that. I am literally talking about a game that is so ridiculously difficult, and the fans that don't care because the devs like it, and they made a game that's not for filthy casual players, and I said at the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. We are literally talking about the fucking dying attribute of the game, how you die infinite if you don't know what you're doing. It's over and over and over again. And these pieces of shit are literally taking this out of context and saying, you're maliciously telling us to go off ourselves. No, the fuck I'm not, man. I'm literally telling you that this fucking game has a problem with dying. I've established that in my first review. I've established that in this video that's taken out of context throughout the fucking video, and I'm establishing it here. But of course, Actman and all these other people want to run with a false narrative. Now, what do I say after that part?
The weirdest part about this is that you said to go blank yourself, and you were literally crying about somebody saying, get good. I don't know if it's just me, but it just sounds very ironic. And the way you said it wasn't in the most appropriate way. And if you want to play an easy game, don't play Elden Rings if you think it's too hard. Elden Rings is meant to give people a challenge, instead of having a game that is always too easy.
You're taking this so far out of context to try to make me look like something I'm not. And I know why you all are doing this, okay? This is because I told you that this game is made for people with no friends, no family, no life. You're basically shut-ins. And you are. All of you have taken my videos, chopped them up, downloaded them, re-uploaded them after they were deleted, and constantly ran with this victim mentality of I've been false copyright flagged on Mischief side of things, and people who've just kind of anything that they can do to keep the Elden Ring conversation going. Why? Because
the main reason people keep bringing it up is because you keep on crying over a video game, then abuse DMCA strike, then make false accusation about people, then playing victim, and finally talking about Elden Rings, which you try to avoid talking about it, but then you talk about it. And then you do it all over again and again. At this point, you're just pulling an Acerthorn.
they can't just enjoy their game because there's nothing to enjoy. So all they can do is sit there and stick together as a band of brothers and talk about how hard the fucking game is, and everybody who doesn't want to play it is a little pussy-ass bitch and all this other weird shit I've been called, okay? And run with the most toxic behavior over a fucking game. That's the community. That's what Elden Ring is like. Now, if you're new to Elden Ring, be careful with this community because there are some seriously unhinged people in this community. I mean, just look at what I'm being subjected to. Look up Quantum TV. All of those videos are the result of Elden Ring and the false claims coming out of that community because they want to run with any narrative that they create.
Yeah, being said, L, get good, such an insult. Very cruel. But seriously, why do people complain about criticism like this? It's not even that much of a big criticism. It's not like anyone's telling him to go blank himself or anything like that. It's a literally small criticism, and either way he still deserves it because of his abuse on DMCA. Not to mention he's been sexist, he has body shamed before, and he's also very arrogant. He can't even take criticism. Anyways, if you like the video, like, subscribe for more, and if you don't, you'll have to listen to Quantum TV ramble about how much he enjoys playing challenged games.
It is a little pussy ass bitch and all this other weird shit I've been called, okay? And run with the most toxic behavior over a fucking game.
Love y'all, and peace out.